sadly, I feel pretty good that we are watching the end of the Emmett Johnson Nebraska experience. I think you probably have 2 games left, depending on what he wants to do for the bowl game, which, like, that's the part that now it's like you start getting kind of sad because, I mean, the dude has blossomed before our eyes in such a special way this year. And again, he's getting better over the course of it. And so if I'm him, and I'm guessing, knowing what I do about Matt Rhule, I'm guessing he's told him, like, yeah, you got to go to the next level. And so you got to chase after that second contract as soon as possible. So I think we're watching the end of his Husker career, which is a bummer, but it's obviously happening for the best reason.
Yes.
It's because he's good.
Right.
And he's going to go to the pros, not otherwise.
I'll tell you this. If I were him, it'd be the end for me.
Correct.
I'll tell you that right now.
100%.
If I were him, there would be no question for so many reasons, Josh. And you and John laid it out. John and I laid it out. I hadn't really been thinking about it till John and Nate and I talked through it Friday morning.
I've been thinking about it till like 2 weeks ago. Like this has totally caught me off guard, man. It really has.
If he's a top 10 running back in the draft, and by the way, I'm sure he's going to continue to climb if he keeps doing this and catching the ball out of the backfield and those sorts of things. If he's a top 10 running back in the draft, it would be really hard not to go, especially because there are so many games. His stock is a place where you're afraid it's never going to be this high again.
Correct.
Just because how many times do you have game after game after game like he's had, right? Yeah. It's just, that's not a rip on him or saying it's a fluke. It's just freaking hard to do that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even take into account the possibility of an injury.
Yes,
year.
Exactly. And like you looked at the Cam Scadaboo contract because he was number 8 overall, or the 8th running back drafted last year. He had like $1 million guaranteed, and that was all signing bonus. Plus he got $1 million this year for his salary. So that's 2 running backs in the portal. Like as much money as being thrown out there in college football these days, a running back is not going for $2 million. So like already you are making a whole lot more money in the pros. And then of course the other thing is, you are then 1 year closer to your second contract, which is the one where if you're getting off to a good start and you have a good NFL career, that's where the real money would be made. So, yeah, I think sadly
I hope I'm wrong. But if it were me, I'd be out. And I wouldn't be transferring either. I'd be going to the pros.
Yeah.
Because if you can be, Kuiper had him number 8. That would be, for reference, that would be Cam Scadaboo.
In
last year's draft. 4th round. 4th round is where it falls. John went through a list of them. It was really interesting. He had Chuba Hubbard was that number 8 running back 1 year.
It's oddly, Jack, like he went through all these names and it's a bunch of guys that people know. Not to say like being picked 8th as a running back is like the guarantee to have a really good career, but it's like there's a bunch of named dudes. And so it'd be interesting if that's where he ended up getting slotted.
One of them was Zamir White, and he's been a huge flop. But most of the other ones, I mean, well, look, Chuba just signed his second contract, right? He just re-signed with the Panthers like last year, and got paid with that one. And Scadaboo, assuming he comes back like he does, he probably will too. It'll take a few years, but as you were pointing out, that's when you get life-changing money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, $1 million.
Because Bruce says, did he say a 4th rounder only makes $250,000? No. First, 4th rounder, again, Cam Scadaboo, 4-year, $5.2 million contract. $1 million of it was guaranteed. That was all of his signing bonus. So that's not even counting his base salary this year, which was $840,000. So you smash those 2 numbers together and you're getting close to $2 million is what Cam Scadaboo is making over the
and the rest of it isn't guaranteed, but
no,
the rest of it isn't guaranteed, but you got that signing bonus, right? And you got that first year.
Yeah. So, bingo. Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that was what Kuiper had. I'm not a huge draft guy, so I actually hadn't even looked it up till just the other day because there's no reason to think about it.
I know.
Just a few weeks ago. But the thing is, he's going to go just like us. He's going to, his stock is going to rocket after. Man, imagine that was like a national game or a game people were really paying attention.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jack, let's see what happens now over the course of the next couple. He's already he's rushed for 100 plus in his last 3. He's rushed for more than 100 in 4 of his last 5. In terms of all-purpose yards, he has hit over 100 all-purpose yards in every game going back to Michigan State. So that's now 6 in a row. His worst power game this year, Jack, was 97 yards on 24 total touches against Michigan. So even against Michigan, he got close to 100 all-purpose yards. Every other power game, he's gotten well past that. And then, of course, yesterday he finishes with 200 plus yards. And now he has 14 total touchdowns on the year. Remember coming into the season, how the thing with him was, like you and I liked him, of course. We thought he was really good. All of that was based off of, some flashes here and there early in his career, but in particular the last 4 games. And we had like 2 questions. One, his durability. Is he going to be able to touch the ball as much? Because he averaged 20.5 touches in the final 4 games last year. He's answered that one, obviously, with flying colors. He's getting 30 damn touches a game. The other was he just doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. Dowdell was always the touchdown guy, and now he's got 14, and he's tied for 4th in the country. He's answered those questions with flying colors over the course of the whole season, but certainly over the last month.
Dude, isn't it crazy that he split time with Dante Dowdell last year?
It really
and lost time, which I didn't even like then, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he wasn't maybe going to be getting Heisman votes. I didn't even like it then, and now I hate that they could not develop him faster.
But in the end, and this is the other thing that John brought up, he doesn't have a whole lot of carries on his odometer. So that's the other thing that's going to work in his favor when you start looking at the NFL draft is he's gotten better over the course of his career, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of carries early on in his career either.
Yeah, man. Third down back, man. Third down back.
Yeah. What a special season for him.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I need him to stay healthy, but they're going to have to ride him in the next 2 games. Think of it's bad weather in either of these games or something.
Yeah. Jack, gosh, this second off week could not have come at a better time because they're going to catch Penn State, who will have played another game, right? And they're probably all caught in their feels. And then Iowa's Iowa, but in a season with 2 off weeks, getting the second one in week 12, that's pretty damn good. That is kind of what you hope for the final 2 games of the year.
That guy's got to be so freaking happy. Everybody does, I'm sure. But man, can you imagine that Iowa game? If he walks on senior day and you're going to have the national spotlight at that time slot pretty much, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.